Right, so this trailer project I keep talking about.
After being offered a deal I couldn't refuse, I ended up with this vehicle-mounted fiberglass workshop. Now that I'm back, I've got to figure out all the intricacies and details for getting this thing on wheels and turn it into a trailer, which is easier said than done.
You can see my vision, but also my problem. Getting a chassis of a decent weight underneath this, then having a frame welded that will suit this, then somehow jacking this up and getting it on its wheels, getting all the towage made, having a towage made for the van, getting all the electrics done, getting it all cleaned up and painted. I'm sort of on the fence now. I've got it, and luckily Jez has been kind enough to store it for me, but with everything else that's going on at the minute, it's kind of like a bit off a little bit more than I can chew. I don't think I'll put the wheel back in the wheel arch, if you like, because that'll put the wheels quite far towards the back, meaning too much weight over the towage. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to weigh up, see what goes inside where. Yeah, all that's quite a big undertaking, getting the chassis, the frame, the towage on the van, electrics, all that sort of jazz. There's a lot of work to do, and part of me sort of on the fence at the minute on whether to continue. But I'll show you inside, you can see why I was just like, oh hell yes, I need this. Yeah, so this is me trailer, hopefully. You can see what I want it for, right? I mean, it's perfect as a workshop. All I really want to do, its main job, is to get to Portugal. Once it's on the land, it's highly doubtful it'll ever move again. But what if it is there, you know, bloody chop saw here, pillar drill. I could just make this a perfect little tool shed. All this space here to build furniture and bits. There's even a where they had a stove. They had a stove in it to cook their bacon sandwiches and stuff. So if you didn't already know and didn't see it on the side, this used to be on the back of a transit van for BT. I guess this was their mobile workshop slash catering van slash whatever they needed it for. You've got an LPG bit under here, so it used to store a gas tank there. There's another storage of bottles there, I'm guessing for welding. There's just everything in here, all the shelving. It's perfect, and it's something that I could not realistically build myself for the price I got it for. You know, all this edging stuff, it's not cheap at all. And I picked the whole thing up for 100 quid. A lovely friend of mine, Josh, had it in his yard and needed rid. So I said, well, how much do you want for it? He said 100 quid. I got excited and then, yeah, bought it. And then another good friend of mine, Tim, bought it and brought it to Am-Bol-East. And Tim, if you're watching, dude, I can only apologise because Jez explained to me just what a ball ache it was to get it off your trailer and onto this plot. Obviously the van, I've said it a lot lately, she's getting on a bit, so I've also got to weigh up that option as well. Like, am I putting a lot more extra stress on a pretty old van towing this? As a van can handle it. It's on paper the train weight is colossal, but it's a lot extra to ask for the van. So yeah, I need to ponder on it really, on what's the best route to go with it. But I love this roof. The roof is like semi-transparent. Granted, one of the plans on this was to fill the roof with solar panels because it's just real estate for when it gets onto the plot. But I might have to rethink that because it just lets all the light in. It's got lights built in. It's got a little orange light on the roof, which you know I'm attaching and hooking up to everything else. It's even got a little skylight for when it gets hot in here, which it really will. And obviously it's got to be colour coded to the van. It's got to be in it. Grey, black, chevrons on the back. Oh, it's going to look awesome. this project might not take off. I thought I'd show you it anyway, because I've mentioned it so bloody much in videos. So yeah, I'm always open to new ideas and a couple of different perspectives on what could be done here. But if I don't, I will be selling this box. So yeah, watch this space basically. Yes, I have just nicked one of these to make my new sink. So I'm going to be cladding the sink in aluminium, making a whole new aluminium sink. So yeah, I thought I'd come and nick these. I can see it now, working here, doing some bits. And doors wide open out to the whatever view it is. I mean, it's not a bad view today, but the Portugal view will be warmer and less snowy. It just snowed.
Well, that right there was me ping-ponging in indecisiveness, but plenty of food for thought. But another reason I was back with Jez is to try and breathe some life back into the old Mirage motorhome. We tried giving it a go back when we were locked down here, with no luck. But today I'm going to go through and diagnose some issues and fix some faults.
This is going up for sale soon. Jez asked if I could take a look at it. And obviously, considering we lived here for what, 2 months, least I can do really. Yeah, there's a few little issues with it, like the roof's leaked. There's a leak on the water boiler and the charger isn't working. That will be the cause of the leak. Swelling and damage there that you can see, but it's not. You can see all the way along though. I don't know why they make it. The roof's out of this material. It starts to shrink. It goes at the seams as always, and then allows water in to the plywood underside. Not the best idea, but yeah, it's what it is. Oh, it's took me a bloody age going through all underneath the sofas, all in the cupboards, trying to find the batteries. It's underneath, noted by a tiny little symbol there. Hello, are you having fun being back here? Where's your ball? Where's the ball? Go find it then. Fetch the ball. Fetch the ball. There you go. Say it slowly, he gets it. Anyway, I've been in here about 10 minutes. Found straight away why the charger unit wasn't working. It's because the fuse had absolutely melted. I've just put another one in it and the exact same thing is happening. That is completely melting the plastic casing. That's not good. So, right, yeah, I'm gonna disconnect that. Take that fuse back up. Yeah, you can feel the whole inside of it's just disintegrated. Yeah, that's not good, look. And yeah, I can see inside that the actual unit's melted. That needs replacing. Well, that's that mystery solved. Not with a good outcome, unfortunately, but you can't have that happening. Just age and being outdoors has got to that.
Next thing to look at was the leaky Truma water boiler. It decided it wanted a career change from water boiler to fountain and was spraying water all through the cupboards.
So we've got a T-piece and breather connection that comes off the Truma, and what someone's done is forced that end that's like a barbed into a push fit when it's not push fit, and then it's been glued and siliconed, and that's basically why it's pissing water everywhere, because that's just now no longer sealed. So that's basically done. Also the O-ring's completely shot in it. That's another, it's just bound to leak really, isn't it? However, just tucked down the bottom is that a replacement. So someone got halfway through the job, knowing what they were doing. So all I'm going to do is replace that, and then I've got Jez to order a 10mm to 12mm push fit adapter. So that will go from there onto the red pipe, and that's got a fresh O-ring in it as well. So happy days, job done. So yeah, I come in earlier and got the charger going again. I had a feeling from what the old fuse looked like that there was going to be a problem, and there was. having just literally 5 minutes ago turned the charging system off. There's now power issues, which I'm going to go and double check now, but that says to me that the battery, the leisure battery, is cooked. Oh dear, oh dear. Look there. The camera's not really picking up because it's dark, but it's bulged. That's bent plates, that is. That's shagged. Oh dear. Poor Jez, it's all racking up a bit.
I delivered the bad news to Jez so we could order some parts, and then made a start on sealing the roof up, using my van as a platform.
They use these to weigh down the roof when I glue it. As the motorhome's heated up and expanded in the summer and contracted in the winter, the seam between the ceiling and the corner trim has split and come away. Now it's not a massive amount that could be done really. I've kept the lip of the old sealant and just kind of bunged a load of goop underneath where the bricks are to try and bond it all back down, and then sealed it up just so it doesn't leak. It's not the neatest, but with mastic you never can. Even the factory mastic is a little bit all over the place. There's only a certain amount of neatness you can get with it. But yeah, that should now be all watertight. Weirdly, on the other side there is no damage at all. So I'm guessing that has all been done from it being sat here for so long.
Barring taking the corner mouldings off or reskinning the entire roof completely, which is expensive, that was the next best alternative. While I was up here, Jez asked if I could look at the satellite dish as it stopped working, and if it was bad to just remove it. And it was bad. Ruined actually. The plastic was so brittle your fingers would go through it, and water had got in and knackered all the internals. Really not a great day for the old Mirage, and I felt so bad for being the bearer of bad news. Luckily the satellite was mounted to a plate that could remain in place, meaning I didn't have to risk damaging the roof skin, thus making more potential leaks and a big repair job. But before I could get it off completely,
have a bit of a break because it's snowing. Come on, buddy. Jesus Christ. Come on. Oh. Woo. That was a bit mental, wasn't it, buddy? Hey.
we had a bit of lunch and let the random snowstorm pass. Once it settled, I got back up and carried on.
Then again, I've always done things that people say don't do. Well, exactly. Don't buy an ambulance, it's stupid. You thought I'd measured it before I bought it. Well, you know.
Yep, I'd bought this thing having no idea what size it was. So me and Jez set about getting its dimensions so I could start looking at chassis, which quite quickly turned into just dreaming up ideas on what could be done with it.
I was trying to figure it out because would these two corners pivot towards the van on heavy turning? Depends where you move up. Yeah, because you've got to have an axis. Yeah. It's Jason's son's boss, and it looks like a caravan chassis that is then pulled the wheels backwards, but then attached actual leaf springs to the frame that is welded on top, and it would fit this perfectly. Even the wheel is like towards the back a little bit, but he's got it as a car transporter. And I'm like, what's that? Because it would literally just be.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like, I don't know, spare tyre rolled into it, like on the exhibition trucks that you can pull out.
Like that bowler.
Table that slides out and you can fold the legs out and do that. And
Yeah.
The only thought about it was, once it's at the land, I was going to make like a rounded greenhouse in there, because it's going to face the sun where it's put. But I like your idea better. Yeah.
jerry cans.
It's got to be done, innit? Even just for the
Side lock
fucking factor.
straps in, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be. Yeah, I know it's going to be such a cool trailer. If I can ever get it on wheels.
You could even make a little area there for Jenny.
Oh my god, I could.
With a lockable door on it.
Yeah. Oh, have you not seen the other side though? Follow me. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh yes. Lockable. I mean, it's LPG, but you'd get a decent Jenny in there.
Yeah, you could.
This is because
that's-
above here inside, there's a cooking. You put yours type of stove,
Right.
and you can cook in there. It's proper bent, but I think that's just how it's sat.
Yes.
I stood in there yesterday and did give a bit of a jiggle, and it was like.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's how it's set. Guaranteed.
Once it's bolted to a frame, it'll be solid again, won't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was ribbed to the transit van, but it's not. It's completely flat all along the bottom.
It is. Yeah.
So barring the two flanges that come, if that's the right word, I don't know. It's just a case of getting some framework. I just love the orange light. That's the reason I bought it.
You're gonna have something with a beacon on.
I even took my drill battery in yesterday to try and get it going. So because me and Jez are absolute children, we're going to get the orange light going. It does.
I just thought I'd have one wire over here into the block with the light that's now ruined, and then they'd tap off and go straight up because the light's exactly behind the rack. That'd be the flashy, wouldn't it? No, this was a. Where's it gone? This was an internal light.
Oh, yeah.
The flashy is
It's behind it.
behind it, so it's that one.
Ah.
There's a noise.
That's rotating beacon noise.
Oh my god! It works! Oh, amazing! Oh yes, the official way to do things. It's just a wonderful thing to behold, isn't it?
You know, by the time you get back next time round, that's going to be its own separate switch.
Yeah.
And a little 12-volt input.
Oh my god, you can use it for like pizza delivery. Just look into a field with an orange light. It's a beacon for pizza.
Perfect.
I'm amazed because they're like halogen bulbs, aren't they? You'd have thought they'd pop long ago.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be LED.
LED, you're damn right it is. Oh, I'm so chuffed. Okay, so it took roughly 14 hours and playing with an orange light for me to decide that I'm going to build the trailer. It's too good not to, isn't it? Oh, I can't wait. So next step is towage for the van and yeah, find a chassis for this thing. Somehow. Very soon.